Hey guys, it's your favorite Twitch streamer here, SavageInstincts, and today we have some insane, woke TikTok reactions. And when I say insane, I mean insane. So guys, look, I consider myself an ally of the LGBTIAQ plus community. So I'm not here to make fun of anybody, but we do have a little bit of fun. I'm sorry if I misgendered anybody during this video. I just wanted to put together something where I kind of talked about my thoughts about some of these people in these videos. Just keep in mind that part of why I even choose to talk about these things is that I believe that there should be more subtlety in the way that we talk about some of these complex issues. And not only more subtlety, but more empathy, understanding, compassion from both sides. From the people who aren't affected by some of these issues and the people that are affected by some of these issues. Some of the best ways you're going to win allies over to your side is by being understanding of their point of view. So without further ado, here's the video. I hope you guys subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Twitch. I stream just about every single day around 7 p.m. Sometimes a little later because I get a little tired. But guess what? What is this? What is this that I feel right now? Consistency. That's right. We're going to be consistently putting out more videos like this. And I hope you guys come along for the ride. There may be some skits sometimes. There may be some gameplays. And there may be reaction videos like this. But ultimately, I just want it to be more like the stream so that you guys can see what's going on. Please, please, please follow. Hit the subscribe button when you get on Twitch. I'm on TikTok as well as YouTube. And guys, enjoy.
Nobody needs you to advocate for how difficult it is to use gender-neutral pronouns. Nobody said that the gender binary was f***ing easy. These are not my preferred pronouns. These are my pronouns. You will use them, or you will not refer to me at all.
Right. I mean, imagine like wanting someone to do something that's extremely difficult and being that forceful about it. I'm 100% on board with making sure that when you communicate with people that you do it with respect and you honor the way that they want to be communicated with, right? I'm 100% on board with that. But I'm also on board for manners and, understanding and, empathy. And it's like, leading with this, right? I just don't feel like it's like the most effective way to win people to your side, at the very least, right? It's like, I don't know if there's like an easy way to encompass all the pronouns so that we can just have a universal type of understanding of them. So I feel like when you approach people and you tell them about what pronouns you want to be, you want people to use around you, you should have some level of empathy or comprehension or understanding between you and that person so that you guys can, work together so that you could be honored and respected in the way you want to be respected. But, being forceful about it, I don't know if that's going to be the best way, right? I don't know if that's the march that we should be having, but I don't know. I also understand that it's also very difficult to be, non-gender binary or on the LGBTQIA spectrum.
If you misgender me by mistake, fix it and move on. I don't need your elaborate apology. I don't care how many times you say sorry. Just don't do it again. Moreover, if someone else misgenders me, it is never your job to tell them that it's okay. 'Cause it isn't.
Is she just trying to set a bear trap for people so that the first time that they mess up their pronouns, that they can just pounce on them? That's what it seems like to me, right? No one can tell me that that's what she's doing here, but like, it seems to me like if the moment that you mess up her pronouns, she's going to tell you it's not okay with this type of energy. And ultimately, you just might be wanting to have a conversation and you choose a pronoun that they don't like.
I get it. The discussion of the gender spectrum confuses you, and that's fine. But if you don't know anything about it, don't f***ing speak on it.
Dubiosexual people may decide to have a sexual relationship despite not feeling sexual attraction, while others don't.
What? Wait, what? Wait, what? Hold on. What? What? Wait, what? Sorry, I have to read this. Cubiosexual people are asexuals who still desire a sexual relationship, yet experience no sexual attraction. I guess that can make sense. I just had to break that down. That's a lot. So they are asex. No, wait, no. They're no. I mean, no. Okay, maybe the rest of the definition has something in there for us.
Both are completely valid, and communication is key.
Some cupiosexual people may engage in a sexual relationship despite not feeling sexual attraction, while others don't. Both are valid, and communication is key. Okay, so basically they're saying, so like I yeah, I understand that you might want to keep your partner happy by having sex with them, but are you? I mean, whoo, this is a lot of thinking. Are you like asexual really? I mean, I understand. So you're not sexually attracted. Okay, you're not sexually attracted. And you don't feel sexual, but you have sex. Okay. Well, look, you learn something new every day. I could totally see that. And now I know the word for it. It's cupiosexual. People who have sex even though well, at the end of the I guess what they're saying is like this is like this is a very subjective thing, right? Because like on one level you could say that these people do desire a sexual relationship, but they don't desire sex. That seems right. I mean, don't they desire it? Don't they desire it because they're doing it? Isn't that a desire even if they don't like it? Right? Like, it's like at the end of the day, I didn't want to get my COVID shot, but I got it because I wanted to get my COVID shot. So at the end of the day, I wanted it, but I really didn't want it. It's kind of like that, right? It's like I had to get it because it was important. I don't know.
What are your preferred pronouns? They, them. Oh, I've never heard those before. What are they? They're what's known as neopronouns. What are neopronouns? They're basically your own custom pronouns. When no other pronouns seem to fit, you come up with your own pronouns. Anything can really be a pronoun. Oh, how do I use them? It depends on the person and their pronouns. They, them follows a similar spelling to they and them, and even similar grammar rules like their and their. So they, them, themselves, theirs, things like that.
So, neopronouns. You can make up your own pronouns when no other pronouns seem to fit. What's going on in chat here? I'm sorry, but if you don't go by she, her, he, him, or they, them, I'm not going to talk to you because it'll stress me out. Look, my whole thing is this. Like, I want to accommodate people. I want to accommodate people as much as possible when I speak to them. But I think that the problem is that there's got to be a point, right? And I don't know where it is, but there's got to be some point at which, like, I got to be able to speak English to you, my man. I don't know what else to do. Like, I'm saying this around this person, this around that person, and every single person has their own manifesto that I have to understand. You know, at the end of the day, I think that we're moving towards that cyberpunk dystopia where every single person has their own manifesto of things that they want to, you know, they want people to acknowledge them as. And, you know, ultimately nobody will be gender conforming in the future. We'll all be non-gender identifying cyborgs and stuff like that, as Hot Inti has said before. So let's let's try to make it as easy a process as possible. There's no need for things to become so difficult, I think that it's about difficulty. How difficult do things need to be? I don't think that they need to be so difficult for someone to experience a sense of self-respect. when someone speaks to them. Like, I don't think that you have to break the world around you for you to feel respect, right? Otherwise, then you're asking for some sort of exalted privilege. Like, for instance, like everyone, like people might call you Mister, and you're actually a doctor, and you want to be called a doctor, and you might take offense to that. But that's still a convention, and maybe there's some conventions that need to be instated. They should recognize that they're trying to break language on some level, right?
Oh, okay. And there are other neopronouns you said? Well, yeah, because they're customizable. Anything can be a pronoun, really. Oh, I didn't realize that you can customize your own pronouns. That's pretty cool. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jax, and I just came up with new neopronouns that combine he, him, she, her, and they, them, okay? So hear me out. They, them, theirs, okay? They, them, their, whatever you want to consider it, right? Let's take the first one, the, okay? This combines she, he, and they, right? They. The. That's what they said, That's what they said. Next, we got them, right? Okay, so them, we got, that's just combining them and him. Them. I went to a movie with them the other night. Last one, theirs, okay? It's just like theirs, but like also like hers. Theirs. That jacket's theirs. Yes, this just sounds like they, them pronouns, but with the new ultra-scientific method, we have them so they've combined he and she as well. Everybody gets you with the, them, theirs today, yeah?
I actually agree with what this person is doing here to some extent, because I'm saying this person, I'm keeping it super safe right now before the woke army comes and attacks me. I agree with what this person is doing, because this person is making it so that it's easier to identify non-gender binary conforming people. Ultimately, we live in a world. I think that part of it is that people don't want to be categorized, and ultimately we all are categorized. There are ways to understand the world around them, and people don't want to be quantified, which is fine. If you don't want to be quantified, just go away from me, because I need to understand what I'm doing when I'm speaking to you. And I don't even mind adding 1 or 2 new pronouns, or maybe even 5 or 6. I don't care. But for it to be so that this person identifies as outside of our conventional pronouns, I think that's okay. I think that's fine. But we don't need to come up with 100 new pronouns just to identify people.
Tips on how you can be a better intersex ally. When it comes to inclusive language, oftentimes people tend to use phrases like people with penises or people with vaginas rather than saying male and female or men and women. While this can absolutely be inclusive for trans people, unfortunately it's not always the most inclusive language for intersex people. My advice is to...
Right, so actually I think, now they say this is an insane woke TikTok. I'll say this is not insane. I think she's breaking down something that's very real, because there are people who do not fall onto the gender... people say there's gender male and females. I think that there are intersex people, and that people need to look into that. That there's people that maybe don't fall 100%. You wouldn't be able to identify exactly what gender they are. Even on a biologically, there's questions to be asked. Let's put it that way. And I don't mind language being expanded, by the way, guys. I think that language can and should be expanded. That's what happens. That's what makes language grow and change. Language should be expanded on, right? It's just that, we should make it so that people can understand what they're doing, right? I don't know if language should change for every single person I speak to. I think that's too much. I think that if I shouldn't have 10 people in front of me and have 10 new pronouns expanded to my language just because I went through my day. I think that that's a little bit much. At the same time, if there are several different ways to identify people, I mean, let's have a real conversation about it that makes sense.
To use language that focuses on function and not just form. That means focusing on the actual function that you're talking about, such as people who can get pregnant, people who can get other people pregnant, people who are at risk of testicular cancer, and so on and so forth. This is much more inclusive because there are intersex people who are born with a vagina but don't have a uterus or ovaries or an ability to menstruate. This is because some people that are born with a penis don't have testes. So it's much more inclusive to say what you actually mean than it is to use language that works around that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just super hard because, everything gets super specific. I don't know what your genitalia specifically looks like. if you know that you kind of come off or you look a certain way, like you can't you can't get upset when people identify you that way. That's just the way I feel. And it's always been that way, right? People have always been offended when they present themselves. I'm sorry, did you just write that? Counter just wrote in chat, before I call you the wrong pronouns, you got some balls. Yeah, it's just like, I think it was Chris Rock who was like, hey, like, just because, or I can't remember which comedian said it. He said, just because I'm, there was that whole thing that women say, just because I'm dressed this way doesn't mean that I'm a hoe. It's like, fair enough. Just because you dress that way doesn't mean you're a hoe. But you gotta admit, you're wearing a hoe's uniform. If you're dressed like a woman and you make it look like you're dressed like a woman and all this stuff, and then you tell me that you identify as a male, like, you can't, I don't think that it's alright that you can get mad at me. Like, you can't be like, how dare you assume me in this dress with my hair with highlighter in it, my nails painted, me stuffing this stuff in my chest here, how dare you assume that I am a man? I mean, I'm a woman. Like, you can correct me, but like, to get mad at me, to say like, actually identify as a male, I will respect that. But to tell me like, hey, how dare you? Like that first chick was doing over there, like, you will call me by my pronouns. Like, okay, relax. Like, we want to accommodate you. But ultimately, they're going to scare away all their allies, the people who act like that.
James Jackson, Sacramento, he, him. I just want to say, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum? I'm one of the people who's very, very prone to sensory overload. There's a lot of whispering and chatter going on. It's making it very difficult for me to focus. Please, can we just, I know we're all fresh and ready to go, but can we please just keep the chatter to a minimum? It's affecting my ability to focus. Thank you.
Excuse me, the rest of the world. Excuse me, every single other person in this huge crowd of people, and I've seen this video before. Excuse me, everyone else. I don't do well when I hear chatter around me. Everyone else. Please, everybody be quiet. What the hell is that? That's my problem right now. Excuse me, everyone else. Please, stop chattering. Because I'm having my own personal problem. Why are you trying to change the whole world for your own personal satisfaction for something so menial as you don't like chatter? At a certain point, you have to learn to deal with the world. You're not the only person in it. You have to learn to accommodate others. And you have to adapt to reality. You can't just be like, point of personal privilege. Please, everyone be quiet because I'm having a personal problem hearing things. How are you supposed to know who you're offending at any given time? How are you supposed to know? You might use a pronoun, you might hiss. You might move around too much and distract that guy who's sitting behind you 2 rows. And you might, like, take out the paper with the... He's like, point of personal privilege! Stop crinkling your paper!
Point of personal privilege. There are people at the back who are having problems hearing. Thanks.
Oh, thank you. Quick point of
Point of personal privilege with people in the back that are having trouble hearing. A point of personal privilege with people in the front who think it's too loud.